Hey everybody, so we are just recording live so you guys can come back and watch this later. My name's Rebecca Pavey. I'm an Emerald in Arizona, and together with Kymber, my friend here, she's an Emerald in Colorado, and we have Kendra on from Kymber's team. We're a small group today, but we are going to work together a little power Zoom to reach out to people to help us make this month amazing with all the incentives, with the points this month. Now's the time to really be working your business. And I know we're kind of just doing this in the middle of the day, but so this way you can have a chance to see what we've been doing.
Okay, so I know that our team we have an event coming up Monday night, a Glowplex virtual party, and then both of our teams have a 3-day next Wednesday, the 13th to the 15th. So
we're doing it together.
Yeah, we're excited. We're doing that together. So
and another Jewel team too. So 3 Jewel
teams with us. So we're excited about starting this new system with 3 days. So today we wanted to do, this is a IPA power half hour that I've done before, but I haven't done in quite a while. And so it's a 3, 6, 9, 12 system. And so what we'll do is, let me pull it up here, for 3 minutes, and I will actually turn the timer on. For 3 minutes, we're going to grow our network. So we're going to send new friend requests. And then for 6 minutes, we're going to go interact with potentials. And 9 minutes following up with existing potentials, so people in your funnel already. And then 12 minutes of reaching out. So we're going to start now with 3 minutes growing your network. So what I'm going to do is, I'll start my timer here in a minute. I'm actually going to go to my friends list where I can see all of my friends. And where is that? Okay, so I'm going to go to my profile and friends. So I'm going to go there so I can see people. I don't know about you, but for me, when I go to my friends list, it kind of jogs my memory. And like, I'm not going to be honest, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I sent them a sample and I never followed up. Like, sometimes that happens to me. Yes. So going to your friends list can be a powerful, very powerful tool. So what you're going to do today is you're going to go through your friends list, look for people, say people you went to college with, high school with, different, somebody you worked with. Go to their profile and look at their friends list. Find people that find people that, were acquaintances, just people that you have a connection with, and send friend requests. So we are going to do that for 3 minutes. So I'm actually going to go here. Let me see if I can turn my notifications off. It is dinging. I'm actually going to go and put a 3-minute timer on my phone. And so I have a 3-minute timer on my phone, so I'm going to hit start. So I'm going to go send some friend requests now and look through.
I'm just going to add a little plug. So we've been doing the little Show Me the Way challenge, and I know you are doing the same thing in your team page, Kymber. And that was one of the things to do. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday's. Go in and find, new Facebook friends, and so that's another great thing to do, is add Facebook friends, but also go to your friends list, like Kymber's saying, and look at who you've kind of fallen through the cracks with, who you've forgotten to reach out to. But those 2 things I think are really important to do right now, is be adding to your network, finding new friends, and then also what we're getting ready to do here, which is look at your friends list and see who you need to reach out to. Okay, are we gonna mute and then do 3 minutes, Kymber?
Yeah, so I don't mute it though, in case one of us wants to say something.
Okay.
Just to give them tips. So, and obviously you guys, as you're doing this, so I'm looking through, right now I'm looking at one of the moms that is at the school my boys are at, just because that's just been a fun network for me to really grow. And so I'm looking for moms that I know, but I'm not friends with on Facebook yet right now. So think of some different networks like that where you're like, oh, I would love to have some more relationships with people in this, if it's at work or at one of your, your child's dance, things like that. So I'm going to go through and look for mutual friends. That's what helps me to recognize people. And then what I often do when I send a friend request like that, is I shoot them a quick message when I go to their profile, and just say, hey girl, you know, how's it going? Trying to think of what I always have to come up with it as I'm going to kind of solidify. I'm not just shooting them a friend request like, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you on here. How are you? Just, you know, anything short like that to kind of solidify that connection.
Mhm.
And as you're doing this, you guys, if you see somebody that you're like, oh, that's a person that I need to go look at, you know, their list, write that name down so that when you do your next power hour, you can easily go to that person and you don't have to spend any time looking for somebody to go to their profile. Okay. Okay, so that was 3 minutes, super short. Okay, so what we'll do next, next is 6 minutes of interacting with potentials. So, and Rebecca, I mean, definitely insert things as we're going. So 6 minutes of interacting with potentials. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna go back through my list. I have a list of people that I've sent samples to. Just going back, sometimes I go back through my messenger and look at people that I've been chatting with. And so just kind of shooting people messages. So I'm going to try to find somebody and I'll actually like talk about what I'm sending that person. Okay, I'm going to start a 6 minute timer before I forget. Okay. And some of those during this time that can be good to message is, you know, if you've had people that haven't responded, somebody that used to be, you know, that was interested, you messaged them, they replied, you messaged them, and then they stopped. So people like that are good to look for during this time as well.
And I think too, like if you don't have a list, a very big running list yet, if you're new or you've just kind of lost that love and feeling for a while, and maybe you just need to start over with a list, then just scroll through your Facebook friends, because I'm even doing that right now and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to follow up with that person. I've totally, you know, forgotten about her, or you know, things like that too. You can look through there as well.
So this one of the girls here that I'm messaging, she's somebody that she keeps showing interest on and off, and then she won't reply. And then I'll shoot her a message and say, hey, just wanted to check in with you again. And then finally she was like, oh, sorry, I'm not ignoring you. Let me give you insight. This is what's going on. And so I said, you know, that's no worries. She said, this is not a good time. And I said, no worries, but I'll get back to you. So I'm going to shoot her a message and just say, hey, I just wanted to check in with you. And so this girl that I'm messaging right now, she is somebody I've gone back and forth with. Sometimes she doesn't respond, but she's interested in working the business. But she keeps having different excuses. So I'm just saying, and I kind of wing it as I go, hey girl, I wanted to check back in with you. I know things are crazy, but I also know we're moving into the holiday season and that finances, I'm trying to figure out my wording, moving into the holiday season and the need for finances. And extra money is always helpful. So I'm going to say, we have some amazing incentives going on right now. That are designed put money in your pocket quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in a good place now where you'd like to talk? Because we've talked about talking on the phone.
That's good. Just read the whole thing when you get done, maybe.
Okay, hey girl, I just wanted to check back in with you. I know things are crazy, and now that we're moving into the holiday season, it gets crazier. But I also know that extra money is always helpful. We have some amazing incentives going on right now that are designed to put money in your pocket quickly. Are you at a good place now where you would like to talk?
Oh, that's good. I like that last line. Are you in a good place now where you'd like to talk? That's great.
And I think, you know, it's just so easy to forget that we all have different lives, and there's seasons, and sometimes they're going to be at a good place, sometimes they're not, and that doesn't mean no. It means it's not the season right now.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And I saw a quote this morning about, you know, something, I don't remember it exactly, but it was something about, you know, some people will wait till January to start something to kick off their new year to have an amazing year, and the smart ones will start now, you know, and how true that is. You know, like now's the time to really start, you know, reaching out to people to help them earn income now, to get their toes wet, to get their foot in the door before the new year comes. They wait till January, they still have a great time and a great season to come into the business, but now's even better because they have a whole new warm market.
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, how often did I not work during the holidays because I thought people wouldn't be interested? And I mean, a lot of times if you just mention to people, hey, have you thought about like getting out in front of the holiday season? You know, not gaining the weight, getting in front of it, you know, finance wise.
Mm-hmm.
Just that question, most people don't even think about it. They just go to their excuses.
Yeah.
I have a question. Somebody I just messaged, she's asking about, so the salmon in the collagen,
Oh.
it's just part of the blend? Do you know that answer?
I don't know exactly.
Okay.
I know, I mean, I'd have to look it up. I did see something about that too. I think it's not, like if you're allergic to fish or salmon, it's probably not going to affect you because it's so tiny.
Okay.
But I don't know for sure on that. Like someone should fact check that for me. I don't want to be wrong.
Okay, I'll go look.
I am not a science girl. My team knows this about me.
Me neither. Okay, I feel like I'm going to get better at this the more I do, because I feel like I'm not sending as many messages as I want each time. So we just did the 6 minutes where we did, oh gosh, I have to go back to, we did potentials. Was that what we just did? I'm like, I lost my list and got off track. Okay.
That was, interaction with potentials.
Interacting with potentials. And so, and you know, so the other thing that on a couple of people is that, and I actually heard this from somebody else's power hour that they did, was they were talking about, okay, here's somebody that was interested, and then now they're not answering. And so she did a message and just said, hey, Kendra, I couldn't help but notice that, you know, you haven't answered the last few times. Is everything okay? Just wanted to check in with you.
Yeah.
And so just like identifying that they haven't, but being caring about it, not like, you know, because a lot of times I'll just ignore that they haven't responded, but instead of being like, hey, I've noticed you haven't messaged, is everything okay with you guys? So I thought I really liked that.
That totally works. I've done that before and it works. And even just ambassadors or customers that aren't responding, you can use that there too, especially if you've reached out several times and they're just like not responding. That's a great one because it shows you care.
Yeah.
And they don't want you to think they died.
Yep.
So yeah, that's a great tip.
Okay, so the next one is 9 minutes of following up with existing potentials. So if you, and this is kind of like Rebecca said earlier, if you feel like you don't have any like people on the verge, existing potentials, then you know, it's okay to be starting now. And so I would suggest to go look in your messenger at people you messaged a long time ago, go look at your Facebook friends list, or maybe you do have a list in your notes on your phone or written down of people you've reached out to in the past. So this is 9 minutes of following up with existing potentials. Do you have anything you want to add, Rebecca, on that?
I do. I was just sort of thinking in my head as you were saying that, just something popped in my head was that maybe you have been in Plexus a while and you're just trying to get started again, and maybe you don't have a lot of potentials to reach out to right now, but maybe you have a team, or you built a team at one point. Maybe you went silver or super silver or gold, but it's kind of like falling apart. People aren't ordering anymore at all. I want to encourage you to reach out to those people who are zero PV, they're not ordering anymore at all, and look at their join date, look at when they joined Plexus, because if it's been more than a year and their automatic renewal hasn't been going through, you can actually sign them up all over again. All you have to do is, I think you can even go to the help center and do it, or have them fill out the form in the help center, and if they they'll just erase their account and let you completely start over again, which now is a great time, because we have the new welcome packs and all the new products. So be mindful of that too, because sometimes I've done that. I've had people that had quit, weren't active, and now they've re-signed again. So that's another thing to look at as well, and reach to them.
Yeah, and that's especially with all of our new products. It's definitely a new season in our company. That's really good. Okay, so we're going to do 9 minutes of following up.
Yeah.
I just want to add, Kymber, that this morning my coach actually recommended me to do that. And even though they are not in network marketing, they're not familiar with it. They said that they have found most of their business comes from what they already have.
Oh, interesting.
So I think it is valuable to look through people that we've already signed up in the past.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then as we're talking about that, I know sometimes when it's somebody on your team, like somebody you really personally know, which obviously it's going to be somebody you personally know, it can be tough to reach out to them, because if some of the people, maybe I haven't talked to them, they quit using Plexus, it's been forever, and I feel awkward reaching out to them, or, so I know there's some awkward things. So maybe we can come up with some, I don't know if either of you have any thoughts on what is something we could send to people on our team. They haven't ordered in a few months, in a year, and I know I have some messages like that, but I wanted to pick your guys' brain too.
Yeah, so I know I do too. I'm scrolling through my notes. I'm like, I know I have some somewhere.
Yeah. You know what? Let me pull one up here. Oh, I have one.
I always forget what I title it, and so then I'm like,
know.
How do I find it?
Can I just add what my coach recommended?
Yeah, totally.
It's not a script. But she said to find out what inspires them. And, some of them you may know what their goals were to begin with, and maybe that has changed, and you can help them change their perspective. Say even the business, like a lot of people make the excuse, well, I don't have time to work this business. And you say, oh yeah, I totally used to feel that way too. That feel, felt, found thing. But you just said, find a way to inspire them to overcome that obstacle.
Yeah.
Out the wording for that. It was just given to me. So, but that's something I'm going to work on.
Was it you're like a Plexus business coach, or who was it that told you that?
This is a coach. They're life coaches. But
oh, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, and
they've been helping me with.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's a great thing, because you're right. You're kind of reaching out to them the same as you would a potential. Like, tell me what your goals are. How has life changed? I know it's been a while since we talked. And kind of feel them out and let them answer you if it's health or if it's finances. I wonder too, I mean, that almost, you could almost send like a video,
Yeah.
the Plexus videos too, and say what, you know, we have some new videos since you've been in Plexus, and this one's really an inspiring one, and I'm just curious, after you watch it, what stood out to you, right? And then maybe they'll talk to you about the finance stuff and be interested in
Yeah.
the business. And that's a person maybe you thought would never do the business. They were just products before, and
That's
then they
right.
quit, you know? It's a great idea. But
Yeah.
I like the Plexus Stories one because it's got the
I think
health
even
benefits.
just making this person. Oh yeah.
What did you just say, Kendra?
Oh, like those Plexus stories that she was talking about are really awesome.
Mhm.
But even making your own personal video that they would connect with,
Mhm.
because they want to connect with you as a leader.
Mm-hmm.
So making it personal, like this is an obstacle that I've had to overcome to be able to find time to work my business. And, you know, if it was specific for that person.
Yeah, that's a great
But
idea.
it generally comes down to maybe 3 or 4 things. So you can make 3 or 4 of your own videos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I like that idea. That's really a great idea. I have, you know, that's something that I've heard over the years. Make your own little short video, which Kymber made a great video at the Align retreat. You know, but share your video and ask them what stood out to you, kind of a thing. That's a powerful thing. But even you don't have to have like a professional video. Even if you just did a 2-minute little clip on your phone and shared some of those things, like I felt the same way. Here's what I found about not having the money, not having the time, you know, that's a great idea.
Okay, so I am messaging, there's this girl on my list. So I looked back at my list of people. This is people I've sent samples to.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had met up with her and I bought something from her. And so I had given her some Slim, and she said she was kind of hesitant to try it because she had tried some other company's product. Their product was named Slim too. It had all this caffeine. It had a bad effect on her. So, and nothing like Plexus. So she's been very hesitant to try it, but I haven't checked in with her again. So I'm going to check in with her again to see if she had tried it. So I said, hey, Jennifer, you've been on my list to follow up with. I wanted to check in and see if you've had a chance to try the Slim samples I sent. I know you were hesitant because of the other product you tried. Hold on a second. The other product you tried that you didn't respond well to.
I'm laughing. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm laughing because you just reminded me. I had a girl that tried a sample that messaged me back, and then I was like messaging back and forth with her, and then I completely spaced it. She messaged me back, and I completely forgot. So I just now went back to look to respond because she messaged me back a big long thing. And I'm like, oh, I got to message her back. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
That's okay. Nope, you're totally fine. I was just trying to figure out how to end this message. And you guys, what I'm doing too is like a lot, you know, I start to type it out, I delete, like get the right feel for what I'm wanting. And so just to know for you, like I don't typically go through and copy and paste the same message. Okay, I know you were hesitant because of the other product you tried that you didn't respond well to. I'm trying to think of how to end it positively. I'm excited to see what you think of Slim because I'm excited to see what you think of Slim. How can I end that? I'm trying to think of a good way to end it.
How did you start it? Start it again. I'm sorry.
I said, hey, Jennifer, you've been on my list to follow up with. I wanted to check in. Actually, I think I might take off. You've been on my list. Hey, Jennifer, I wanted to check in and see if you ever had a chance to try the Slim samples I sent. I know you were hesitant because of the other product you tried that you didn't respond well to. I'm really excited to see what you think of Plexus Slim. to see what
I
you
think
think.
that's good. End it with a question mark. Are you thinking you need to add something to that?
No, I think that's perfect, actually.
That's the key. Always end in a question mark. Even if it's not really a question, turn it into one.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I didn't need anything if I just put a question at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point to remember when we're messaging people is keep it kind of short and simple and end with a question. That way you have that back and forth.
Because you want to get a response.
Some kind of response, any kind of response. This is really basic, but I remember telling people when they first start, it's kind of like playing fetch with a dog. You know, you're throwing the ball and you want them to retrieve it. You want them to bring it back to you time after time, just back and forth.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to, while you guys are doing that, keep working. I had a girl that I just wanted to give you an example because we went back and forth and she'd ignore me, and I just wanted to tell you because then she joined this last month finally.
Yeah. Cool.
So I had messaged this girl in, I messaged her a year ago just saying I loved, and she's really somebody I think could be amazing. Just over a year ago, I messaged her and just said, it's so fun. I love seeing your pictures on Facebook. Every time I see your posts, I think about how I want to be your friend because she doesn't live here. And she's kind of an acquaintance she was younger than me in high school. And I said, it's funny. I know it's funny, but it's so true and super random. All your posts make me want to be your friend. And so she was like, haha, that's so funny. Thanks for sending me this message. So then we chatted. Then in January, I messaged her and said, I'm so drawn to who you are. I just love following you. As a busy mom and someone who takes her health seriously, you're someone I want to be friends with. I'm sure you know I've been with Plexus for 5 years. Are you open to watching a short 3-minute video? And she said, sure. So I said, okay, do you have time to watch it right now? And she said, no. And so I said, no problem. So I did this wrong. I said, no problem. I'll shoot it over. It's 3 minutes. And she just told me she didn't have time to watch it. What I should have done was said, when will you have time to watch it? And I'll follow up with you. And I wouldn't have sent it till she had time to watch it. So I sent it. And then the next day I checked in, good morning. I wanted to check in, no response. I checked in a week later, no response. I checked in another week later, no response. Finally, about a month later, I said, hey, just wanted to check in and see if you'd had a chance to watch the video. I don't want to bug you because I know you're so busy, which I don't know if I would say bug again. Like I would change my verbiage on that because I don't ever think I'm bugging people. She said, no, I'm sorry. I'm really busy. So then it was not until 6 months later, I sent her a message, no response, asking her, did you have a chance to watch the video? So learn from me, don't do what I did. And then 3 months later, hey, I'm sure you're so tired of me messaging you. I know I sent a video a while back, so I decided to get a little more bold. I said, would you be open to trying our products and giving me your opinion? You're such an active mom and wife, and I would love to get your thoughts. And then she responded in September and said, I would love to. It sounds great. Finances are tight. But I'm open to trying it. So I said, okay, I'll send you some products. So here, the short story of this is she said, I'm going on a mission trip. Please don't send them until I'm back. So then I messaged her when she got back and I said, hey, I know that I was talked about sending products, but I'm wondering if you would just be ready to get started. So she was like, well, actually my husband has issues. Sure. So here's a couple of things with this. So she had told me that finances would be an issue and I wanted to pitch the 99 pack. Well, I ended up saying I'm going to go with the 199, even though she told me finances are an issue. She did not blink an eye and ordered a 199 instantly. So she joined about a month ago. So just to know, you guys, you have to continue with people and just have grace. We're all busy. And then also, sometimes I'm a little timid where I should just ask for, are you just ready to get going? Instead of me sending samples, I would have prolonged it. So sometimes people are ready to get going.
I love that. I just love that so much because sometimes we get in our head that, okay, they have to have a sample first, or okay, I have to meet with them. I have to go have, coffee with them to get them to join, and then you keep scheduling that and it keeps getting put off, and then the next thing you know it, the month's gone by and they haven't done anything yet. So we just need to sometimes just be out there with it. Like, is now a good time? Like, is this a good time for you? Like, are you ready to just get started? I have an incentive, or I have a, you don't always have to draw back on that code. Our products are valuable, and we don't have to have codes. You can make your own discount, but I don't throw out the discount or a code or a reimbursement unless they really are just like struggling to go ahead and they're like, finances are the issue. Because just like what Kymber said, she was going to lead with the 99 because the girl said we're struggling with our finances, but she led with the 199 instead, and so she did it, and she ended up getting the better pack. That's a bigger value. That's a really great.
Well, and let me give you another example. Yesterday I went to get my hair done, and my mom had gotten her hair done a few hours earlier. And so apparently my mom had this lady primed for the collagen, to buy the collagen. So I go in, and this Wendy's like, tell me about the collagen. So I'm like, da da da. And I'm like, I'll bring you a sample. So I leave and I call my mom. She's like, so did Wendy buy it? And I was like, no, I'm taking her a sample. She was like, why are you taking her a sample? She's ready to buy it. And I was like, okay, I think this was my fault. So I texted her and I said, hey, I just got to thinking that, are you just ready to get the collagen? Because really a sample, it's just going to tell you the taste, and there's no taste. And she was like, yeah, I'll buy it now. So
Yes.
no, I will tend to fall back on samples too when sometimes people are just ready to go. So that's another example of what you just talked about.
Yeah, that is a good point you bring up, Kymber, because I've been thinking that too. With collagen, do they really need a sample? It doesn't taste. You can throw it, dump it in whatever drink you want. Of course, you're going to try to talk them into dumping it in Slim or Active or Lean, one of our products, but they can do that. That leads me to another thing that I think we were going to talk about too, which was, do you remember what we were going to talk about? Are you reading my brain? Okay. Go ahead. Take it away.
Well, I don't know if I have an answer for it. Are you talking about who to invite to what?
Yes. Let's just discuss that.
So our team, do you guys have a Facebook event coming up? We have one coming up Monday night.
So I think we do have one tonight, actually, by Christine, our Diamond Upline, my sponsor. Okay. So we do have one tonight. So just to my team, pay attention. We have an event you can plug people into.
So you guys have one tonight.
And you have one Monday? Is
yes.
that right? Okay.
Yes. So I think sometimes it depends on the event. What we wanted to talk about was, who should I invite to a 3-day? Who should I invite to an evening event? And who do I just close? So do you have any answers for any of those, Rebecca?
Well, okay. So I'm going to write those down. An online event, a 3-day, or who do I just close? And I'm sorry if you hear my dog barking in the background. She's a maniac. Okay. So I think it just goes back to that whole thing of, are they ready, and how ready are they? Because if you have an online event coming up, then invite them to that. If you're talking to somebody today and the online event is tonight, plug them in. There's no sense in waiting. If you're talking to somebody today and they're ready to join, then go ahead and sign them up now. Close the deal. Don't be like, oh, can you be in this event tonight? Or, oh, can you do this 3-day? A 3-day, if they have to order through the sample link, that's going to take a little bit of time. So really just kind of, I think, ask some pertinent questions to see where they're at. If you're following up with someone and you've been following up and they're not ready, then the 3-day sample group is perfect. I kind of feel like our first goal is to have them do the best deal, which is to join for the wholesale price. If they're ready to commit to ordering 100 PV every month, if they're ready to really change their health and commit to be consistent with products and order products that are going to work for them, they want more than just a bag of Slim, then let them join. If that's not happening, then I think certainly, if you have an online event to plug them into, or the 3-day sample. I don't know if I'm answering the question or not, but.
Well, it's triggering a lot of thoughts for me. So I think
good.
The first thing is, one of the things you were just saying. Okay, so I have a lady who she posted about her daughter was having digestive issues. This was probably a month or two ago. I sent her some samples because that's where she was. She wanted samples. I've been following up with her. She's like, I'm so tired, but and she just keeps like not committing. And so I was just trying to think of which spot to put her in. So I think for her, she has samples, but she's busy. She's still hesitant. And so I think I'm going to ask her about putting her in the 3-day. So I'm like, I feel like with her using the samples in combination with getting all the info is going to be really good for her. So then I was thinking, so people that you want in the 3-day, I think that if you just meet somebody and they're interested and you have a 3-day coming up that very next week, sure, say, I think it would be great to say, hey, we have a 3-day coming up this next week. There's going to be lots of information. You could either just give them samples or they could order some, but I think somebody new jumping in that doesn't know anything about it, maybe as a new Facebook friend, that they would be really good in the 3-day. And then let's see, there was one other thing, Rebecca. And then so for the Facebook event, because for that, people aren't getting samples. And I do think, like Rebecca said, we get stuck in our head that people need to try it first. My mom and I joined, we had never tried it, did not touch our lips, yes. And we ordered the biggest pack that there was, yes. So samples are not always a must. So I think that's one thing to really consider, because I've gotten stuck in that rut of they always have to be in the 3-day. So I think that looking at each individual person is really key for this. Do you have anything, Rebecca?
Yeah, I was just going to go get my dog to be quiet. Yeah, no, I mean, I think you covered it beautifully. Like, absolutely. That it's, the last thing you want to do is prolong them getting started for real. So just use your judgment on that. See where they're at. I think Kymber made a good point. If you just met this person or you're just getting connected with this person, the 3-day is great because that's going to give them the information. And of course, you can plug them into your testimony, product and testimony page. That's a great way for them to get information too. But our 3-day this month, I think, is going to be really great. We're going to be doing them. Both of us have teamed up together. We're going to do it next week, and then we're going to do it the last week of November, right before Thanksgiving. So those are going to be a really great tool to use, but don't become codependent on that. Be confident. Know that we have something good that they can get started right now, because the sooner they start in the month, the sooner they get to change their story. Mm-hmm. And that's what we want. We want them to be impacted by this, have a testimony by Thanksgiving, and plug their friends in.
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was all I had to say about that, really.
Yeah.
3-day Facebook.
So we did the 3, 6, 9.
Oh yeah, and the last 12 minutes, which I have another call in 10 minutes here, so I'll have to hop off. But then the 12, let's see, let me go back here. And then the last 12 is 12 minutes of reach outs. So, so that's, I would say primarily new reach outs. If you had some still left over from potentials, you could do that, but new reach outs. And, I do think that, one really good thing to do is if you, and I used to do this a lot, but I've kind of forgotten about it, is if you go down on your messenger chat, see who's online right now. And if you haven't messaged them or it's been a long time, message them right then. It shows the little green light. That's one great place to look. And sometimes you guys, there's certain things you'll find with IPAs that if I go to this place, it jogs my mind and I'm like, oh, I have it. Oh. And I would say my Facebook friends list and then going to the messenger, like see the green light, who's online right now. Those are two of the greatest tools when I just feel kind of like, I don't know who to message.
Mm-hmm. That's a great tip. And I think sometimes we forget some of those basic things. Like that is something I know I did in the very beginning. Like I just consistently would message people that are on because I think statistically, I don't have any proof or any numbers, but I think if they're on, they're way more likely to respond to you because some of them know that that they're on, so they'll actually respond to you.
Yeah, it really is. And like I said, I did that in the beginning, but I haven't done it in a long time until recently. Okay, do you want me to do a 12-minute thing right now?
Are we at almost an hour?
We're at.
Kind of.
Well, we started a few minutes late, so we're at 12:51. So we're at about 50 minutes. Okay. We could also do, if you don't want to do 12 minutes, we could just do 5.
That's totally fine.
And then if you want to continue beyond.
And I just want to add this too, just since we're talking about all the things, like definitely reach out to those prospects, people that you can plug in right now to get to join, because obviously we want to rock our business in November with all the incentives we have going on with rank up, with re-rank, all those things. But another way to rank up or re-rank is to reach out to your people that have less than 100 PV. I think we talked about the ones that are just all together inactive, 0 PVs, but also reach out to those ones who look at your list, go to your points in rank and click October and see who ordered but didn't order 100 PV last month, because they're missing out on Plexus perk points and success with the products both, right? So, and we can be telling them about the new products and all of that. So that's a really great thing too. If you're looking for something else to do, somebody else to reach out to, remember you have a gold mine. We all do. I mean, if you have a team in Plexus, even if it's a small team or a big team or a medium-sized team, you probably have people that ordered but didn't order 100 PV. So now's a great opportunity to bring them back. That can be the difference of you ranking up or re-ranking to Super Silver this month and getting a big bonus.
Yeah. Well, and I was thinking maybe we should schedule a power hour just for reaching out to our teams where we can collaborate and help with scripts and stuff.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to reach out to some people for a few minutes here and then we can hop off. And the thing is I love about this is looking through and messaging someone and then telling you guys, I don't know, I just love, like I've loved other videos I've watched where people do that. It's so helpful to me.
Yeah.
Especially when you hear other people say like, oh, I messaged this one 6 months ago. Oh, they haven't responded to me 5 times. Like to hear that happens to everybody, like it always helps me mentally to know that.
Yeah, I mean, that is the real life.
Yes,
we all get crickets.
Yes, it is.
And it's great to have ideas of how to do that differently or how to get a response.
Mm-hmm.
I'm responding to someone right now. It's really just about, she had a question about the stevia and she thought she'd tried it before and thought it possibly spiked her blood sugar. So I'm explaining to her, no, stevia is a natural sweetener, no artificial anything, Splenda, sweet and low, things like that destroy the good gut flora by 50%. Stevia is all natural, and I'm letting her know, that my husband is a type 1 diabetic, and this has helped balance his blood sugar tremendously. So I don't know, I'm just telling you what I'm doing, but that's, anybody has a blood sugar question, just throwing it out there for you guys. It's interesting how people sometimes will blame the product for causing a headache or causing a blood sugar crash or causing them to get sick. And really, there's all kinds of factors that can cause things. It's not necessarily our drink, right?
Mm-hmm. It's so true.
I think we lost Kendra.
Oh, is she off? She said her husband was going to get home.
Oh, that's right.
Okay,
I'm glad she got on.
Me too. I'm messaging someone right now. She, back in 2015, was on Slim for a little bit, and then she canceled an order because she had fraud and never ordered again. And I've messaged her probably 6 times over the past 3 years, and she hasn't responded. So she had some major health issues. And so anyways, I'm shooting her a message, and I just said, hey, Emily, it's been a really long time. How are you doing? It's been a really long time. How are you doing? I know you've had so many health issues. Have you found relief? Catch me up.
That's really good. That's back to relationship building and making it about them. You're not going right into, oh, we have specials, we have new products, we have all this stuff. You just have to pause and rein it in a little bit and make it about them, because you're going to be way more likely to hear back to them if you're making it about them.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Okay, so I shot her a message, and then this is a girl that went to high school with my brother, and I have actually never messaged her.
I'm going to encourage everyone to message people we haven't messaged before. And I am preaching to the choir right now. Message the people even that you're scared of. You're totally telling yourself they're going to say no. So you need to get yourself in the right mindset before you message them and tell yourself, of course they want to say yes. Why wouldn't they want what I have? You know, and message them, because now is really the time to get yourself ready to go into the new year with momentum. You want to message those people you're scared of, because the people that we're scared of are probably the ones that could rock the business and run with you and go on trips with you and do all the things with you. So don't be scared to reach out to the ones that scared you.
That is a great reminder. Thank you.
Yeah, I need it too. I told you, I'm preaching to Kymber and we're preaching to all of you.
That's
I
right.
need to do it. We do. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? They're going to say no. And remember, no doesn't mean never. It could mean not right now. They may be ready January 2nd. So doesn't hurt. The only ones that, I just told somebody this the other day in a chat, the only, you know who you are, because I know you're going to watch this, but the only way they're going to say no is if you never ask.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way. I mean, like, there's still a chance they're going to say yes if you ask. So the only way to make it for sure that they're going to say no is to keep on not reaching out, not sharing with them.
Oh, you know what? I just heard this the other day, and I actually used to talk about this, but this person was saying, if you are somebody that is posting, you know, you're posting about Plexus, you've got a great wall, but you're not reaching out, do you know what you're doing? You are priming people for somebody else to reach out to them. And so if you are not reaching out, basically you're working against yourself. And I was like, oh my God, it is so true.
Boom.
Yes, so true.
Yeah.
So that made me feel a little bit of urgency, like, oh my gosh, it's so true. Because if you see somebody else posting, but then someone else starts posting and they reach out to you, are you going to reach out to the person that you first saw posting? Not typically. So anyway, I thought that was good.
You know what? That is such a good point, because you don't want to be the one that's simply third-party validation for that person's cousin. And then that person's cousin reaches out to them because they're not only posting about it, they're passionate about it, they're excited about it, and that person messages out to them and they go, oh yeah, my friend Kymber has been posting. I've been learning about Plexus. It sounds great. Tell me more about it. And who do you think they're going to join? They're going to join the person that reached out to them.
That's right.
Because they were the serious one.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay, I want to tell you one more thing. I have to get off and get on a phone call, but
Okay.
I just did a message that I really liked. So this is a girl that went to high school with my brother, and I loved her. And I mean, that was a long time ago, but I've never reached out to her. So I said, hey girl, actually said her name, but I love Facebook so much and that we can stay connected on here. You are someone that has always been endeared to my heart. I have so many great memories of you and Kyle and I hanging out. How are you doing? Do you live in the Springs? Tell me about you. So anyways, that whole idea of like, I have such good memories of this person, like hanging out. And I was like, oh my gosh, if I put that in a message, like and I would love to catch up with her. So anyways, I felt really good about that message.
Yay.
So, okay, I have to get off. So anyways, this was super fun.
Thank you, Kymber.
Yes. Okay, we'll talk to you later.